Hello students, in today's class I'm going to talk about HTML forms, and the main points we are going to cover is what are HTML forms, its methods and HTML controls. Now what is HTML forms actually? It is a section of a document. Means the HTML form actually what it does is it takes certain data, certain input from the user and send it to the backend application for processing. Right, based on the business logic it will be processing the data. For example, when you're creating a new Facebook ID or a Gmail account, you're going to fill in certain details like your name, your first name, last name, okay, and address, etc. Right, for all these certain fields are available, and those fields or controls are nothing but the text field, text area, okay, label, etc. Okay, so what does this HTML forms are doing? It is a section of a document and required when you want to collect some data. Okay, example, user registration like name, address, etc. Right, and a HTML form, what it does, it takes input from the user and will post it to the backend application for processing. Right, and these backend application, what it does, will perform required processing on the past data. Okay, so as told you, there are various form elements available like text fields, okay, text area, labels, check boxes, etc. Right, now this HTML form, okay, when you want to create a HTML form, a tag is required, that is a form tag. Okay, a form tag is also a paid tag, that's a container tag, an opening and a close tag is must. Okay, so coming to the syntax of the HTML forms. Here the form action, so here the syntax is form, okay, space action is equal to server URL space method is equal to within double quotes get or post. Okay, next line we wrote input controls. Okay, example, text field, text area, anything it can be there. Okay, then we will close the form with the forward slash. Right, so now coming to the description of all these, what is this form now? What it is doing is it defines an HTML form to enter an input. Okay, and what is this action now? This action is nothing but it is telling that the backend script is ready to process your pass data, means the data what you have submitted. Okay, then this input, which will take the input controls are available to take your input. Okay, and method is also available, okay, which will upload the data. Right, and the frequently used is get and post methods. Okay, so we will be discussing everything in example forms also moving further. Right, so now coming to the input element. What is this input element now? Right, this is the most important form of element. Okay, where what happens is when you give the input element along with the type attribute, you can declare what type of input, what type of input control you want to give. Okay, see here example, input type is equal to text, means text field, single line entry text field you want to assign there. Okay, so defines a single line text. Similarly, if you want a radio button or an option button, then input type is equal to radio, which defines a radio button. Then input type is equal to submit, which defines a submit button for submitting a form. Okay, so once again, just let me take you through this. The input element, what is it doing? It is a most important form element, and the input element is used to declare input controls that allows user to input the data, and the input element is used with type attribute. Okay, so moving further, have got some methods also. Okay, and the most common is get or post method. Okay, so here what happens is the get method, when it is used for fetching the information, and the post method is used to update the data. Okay, and when you're using the get method, what happens is, okay, the form data, whatever the form data is, that is visible in the pages address field. Okay, that is the URL. That is the reason we should not use a get method when sensitive data is being sent, as it is visible in the URL, right? And post method, what happens is when you use this post method, it does not display the form data, okay, in the pages address field, that is in the URL. So that is the reason we should prefer the post method when some sensitive information or personal information is being used, right? Moving further, the name attribute. Here what happens, the HTML name attribute defines the name of an input element. Okay, so and this name and value attributes are included in HTTP request when we submit the form. Each input field must have a name attribute to be submitted. If the name attribute is omitted, the data of that input field will not be processed. Means here what happens, we have a name attribute. If that particular name attribute is not mentioned, then it will take it as a form, but while submitting it, that particular field is omitted. It will be ignored. Okay, in our examples, I will show you how it is being done, right? So the name attribute is there, and also we have got the value attribute. Okay, so what happens here, both are included in the HTTP request. So hypertext transfer protocol, this stands for hypertext transfer protocol request. Okay, when we are submitting the form, it reaches the HTTP only, right? So now coming to the HTML value attributes. Okay, what it does is this particular attribute, okay, will define the initial value or default value of an input field, right? So moving further, we have got certain HTML form controls, and they are the text input control, checkbox controls, radio box controls, select controls, hidden controls, file select boxes, clickable buttons, submit and reset button. Okay, so moving further, I'm going to explain the most commonly used controls with examples. Okay, so this is the first one, text input control. It is a single line text input. Actually, it is used for single line text entry, right? So I'm going to show you an example of how to use this single line text input control, where a code I have already written. Okay, let me just copy that for you. Open the notepad, paste it. Let me save it. Text.html. Okay, so see here first name, again it is also written under the body part only, where we have opened the form, okay, an opening tag, right? Then I have mentioned first name, where opened the angular braces and mentioned the input type, which is compulsory, is equal to text I have mentioned within double quotes, means it's for a single line text. Okay, then I have mentioned name is equal to first underscore name, value is equal to enter your name. Okay, then line break I have taken, then I have used another line saying last name, again opened the angular braces, input type is equal to text, name is equal to last name. Here I did not mention the value. Okay, then I have closed the tag, that is for. Okay, input is the element, type is the attribute. Okay, now let me show you by executing the code. See here, here is a text input control. Here is the first name which is mentioned. Okay, first name is here. Then input type is equal to text. See, after first name, a box has come up. Okay, and inside the box it is saying enter your name. That is the value. Okay, that is the value which we have given here. Okay, then see in the second line again last name is mentioned. Here last name is mentioned. Then input, okay, type is equal to text, so another text field appears here. Okay, but here I did not take any value. That is the reason here it is default blank is there. Okay, here value in the value is mentioned where we have written enter your name, but this is one default where it will be blank, right? So hope you understood the difference. Okay, so moving further, we have got password input controls also. Okay, so this password input control, see, as I told you, when you're creating a Facebook ID or Gmail ID, otherwise you've got your Facebook ID or Gmail ID. When you're entering the password, what happens? The characters or the letters what you're entering will not be visible. Okay, they will be either in a star form or a dotted form. Okay, so that is what exactly the difference between a text control, single line text input, and password input controls. Okay, in a single line what happens? It takes the data as it is, but a password input control will take the letters or characters in asterisks or dots on the screen. Okay, this is also single line text input like text field. The difference is that what is entered into a password field shows up as asterisks or dots on the screen. Okay, so let me take you through an example. Let me copy the text for you. Copy. Let me save it. wd.html. Okay, so here what I have done, here again under the form only user ID I mentioned, again input element with type attribute. Here text means it is a single line text. Here name I have given, okay, and user ID. Then line break is mentioned, then password. Okay, then again type input type is equal to password and name is equal to password. Okay, so here see the difference is input type here is text and here it is password. So now let me show you the output of the same. See here, this is the user ID with a single line text entry. Text field has come up. Let me type in Sri. Okay, password. Okay, whatever I'm typing in is coming in star or dotted format. Okay, here it is in dot star format, right? So here it is text field and this is the password field. So hope you understood the difference now. See, in text field it is taking the characters how I enter, but in the password field it is taking in a star or dotted form, right? Okay, moving further, we have got multiple line text input controls also. Okay, when the user is required to give details that may be longer than a single sentence, okay, at that time these multiple line input controls are created. Okay, they use the text area tag. Okay, and the size of the text area, whatever the size of the text area is, that can be specified by the COLS and rows attribute. Okay, so let me show you the example by copying the code for you. Okay. Open to sales. mltpl.html. Okay. See here, in the text area, okay, rows. We have given rows is equal to 5 and COLS is equal to 50 and the name is equal to description. And once that is formed, under that this enter description here will be included. Okay, let me show you the output of the same. See here, the description appear here. Okay, see here under the form description, right, and a line break tag. Then text area we have mentioned, okay, where rows is equal to 5 and COLS is equal to 50. So the size of the text area depends on the rows and columns. So let me just change it for you. 50 I'll do and 5 I will do here. A small modification. I will save the program. I've saved it. Okay. Now let me refresh the page for you. See how it changed, how the box has changed. Okay, how the control has changed, right? So this is how a text area works. Okay, thank you for today's class.